Hello everyone, it's Jean with the Messy Desk. I did try to clean up my little space here for my video. One of these days I'll have one of those nice clean spaces and you won't see any of my junk. But I want to degloss this picture of these beautiful roses, and I want to do it because I think I'm going to use it in my journal that I've been working on. Oh, and before I start, let me just show you. So we've had a couple plays in this little journal, which it gets all out of whack, so sorry about that. So here's our blues day, and then this day we couldn't decide whether we were going storm or going tropical. And I really love how the tattered doily came out on this, and then kind of the waves above it. It was a good separation between the beach and the ocean. And one thing I learned about my pencils, these are really nice if you've never tried them. I don't remember I have a hard time remembering what videos I watch because sometimes I only watch part of them and then I skip to another one. But these are from Stabilo, which is a very good brand. Almost anything you get from this company is going to be a good product. But they are a 3-in-1 product, and what this is the green that I used. They don't really tell you the color. They're called Woody Stabilo, and what they do is when you put them on, you can use them as like an actual crayon, and then you can rub them somewhat with your fingers, or you can take water and use them like a paint or a watercolor. Now the third version, I'm not sure what it is. I have to look it up because I just got these. But I did change this a little bit and outline it and put some coconuts there. And I love how the yellow is showing through on these circles, because even if you go into the storm, there's always a light, right? So, and sometimes when you go into your happy place, sometimes there's the heat. So I used a quote by The Who: "Here by the sea and sand, nothing ever goes as planned." And sometimes that's true for us, right? But I don't want this book to necessarily dwell on the negative, okay? So I was thinking with this blues piece, I love it. And with the floral, it doesn't really look depressing to me. It just looks kind of subtle or calming, or where the thoughts are sort of, how do I want to say it? The thoughts are they're subdued. We'll put it that way. And then here with this, you know, we have that battle between the two. But I fixed the boat a little bit. I had to paint that because I had made the boat the wrong shape. I'm not really an artist at all, so I just do what I like. Now we have a another spread. This one is a single one, and I had started it with some pink, and my husband walked in, so I had to restart the video. So I'm going to lay this over here because, as I mentioned to you earlier, I really want this whole video process, videos and journaling process, to have this deglossing of the magazines. The process, how easy the process, how cool it actually makes your magazine page look with the stencil underneath. And pardon me, as you can see, depending on the different ways you go, this one I'm going to go in a circular motion. You know me, I'm always trying to go in the same direction, but I found out if you go in different directions, you might have to hold your paper down a little bit. I haven't tried taping it down. You could possibly with this one if you don't want part of the image, but when you make a round, or if you go in a round, see, this is why I don't like to handle the block. If you go in a round direction, you're getting a more muted look. If you're going in the standard straight across, you're going to get just a nice look. And I think the rose stamp was a really good idea on this one because I wanted the pink, but I didn't want to have so much pink that it was an in-my-face pink. Okay? So, let me do this side over here a little bit more. This is a really fun and rewarding process, especially if you need to get any tension out. Just don't do it too hard unless you like it having the holes in it. Okay, let me get a wipe and get this sandpaper off of me. Because I don't want it to make a mess for the rest of the project. That's one thing about when you're using a lot of mediums in your artwork, it can tend to be messy and all that fun stuff. So okay, I'm finished with this for well, actually no. So this is how this has turned out, and I love it because I'm going to try to cut some of these roses and we'll see what happens. So I'm going to lay this over here, and then I have this image of a door, and it's small, but I'm going to see if I can, it's an image, try the other side. It's actually one of my images that I created of a door, and I just want to sand it down some. It's already done in a way that it looks sanded. I kind of want to get rid of the top layer because I don't want, I still want to see that it's a door, but I want to see it in kind of the background. So and also I kind of wanted to get rid of the wreath, but I don't know if I can without scratching a hole through it. So I'll just do a little bit. And this is nice too, because when you are, if you're a texture person like I am, but you also enjoy collage or masterboards, this is also a really fun project to do before you start laying down your collage elements, is to rough them up a little, make them look like they've been around a while, you know, make them look like they you know, rough them up. That's what I'm going to do with this door. And I'll explain to you why in a little bit. So I have a tool that does this, but it's not quite, it's too fine for what I wanted. So I want to rough this up. I don't necessarily want to cut it, but if it comes out kind of cutted, like my kids used to say, that's okay. I also don't want to cut myself. I'm sorry if the lighting's getting bad in here. I cannot turn on my light because of the heat. It's very, very hot. Okay, so this is more or less how I want this to be, except for I want to take some distress ink and go around the edge. I do want brown if I can find it. And then it'll really show the raggediness or the roughness of the door. Okay, see if that's good. And that color that I used for distressing was Vintage Photo. So that's a great color to use, great brown to use. If you like distressing in general, any brown's good. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this off right here. I don't want that dark part. It's funny, when I made these, I see the wreaths on them, but I don't see any doorknobs, so we'll have to look for something fancy for a doorknob. Okay, so there's the door, and I want it here. You want it there. Okay, let me put this down with some gel medium, and then I will be more committed to what I'm doing here, what I have in mind. Sometimes I just have to let her rip. Okay. I was thinking about when I first learned mixed media and some of the products that were common to use back then. And some of them were like, it seemed like everybody had to have, first of all, a really good pen that would mark over pretty much anything. And then everybody had to have the Faber-Castell Pitt pens. And because what they would allow you to do is when you would draw around the edges, you could quickly blend them before they would dry. I never got those because I figured, well, first of all, they're very, very expensive, even now. And this was 20 some years ago when I first started. So if you are thinking about investing in a lot of standard, what you would call standard pens and artist tools, you could end up paying a fortune. So what I do, I mean, the Pitt pen was great and it was easy and it looked really nice on different projects, but I think honestly the best thing to do, now where did my pencil go? Let me see if it went on the floor. No. I think the best thing to do is just kind of see what you can substitute for it. For example, with the Pitt pens, they would go around the edges and rub, and it would help create some real interesting shadowing. But we can do the exact same thing with a little acrylic paint and water, or these crayon pencils, or watercolor pencils. So we don't have to rely on one specific tool to do what we need it to do. Hello, what happened to all my real pencils? Here, I have a pencil. It's not exactly what I wanted, but it'll work. So what I want to do here, excuse my drawing. Like I told you before, I'm not any kind of artist whatsoever. But I do kind of like to dabble. I may have to go over this with a marker. Okay, and we can do that with paint later. Okay, so now what I wanted to do was I had that original piece that I had done the other day, where I had cut, I had used these anemones. So I want to cut those out that I had drawn over, and fussy cut those out. Now this page, it has been deglossed, but it also has another layer under it because I glued it to another magazine page. I didn't want it to fly away from me. They keep saying it's supposed to rain, but I haven't seen it yet. And I'm so thankful my son got home early today because I was really worried about him being in the heat. And my husband was saying something. He's like, my son's like, Pa, my boss is not a slave driver. It was really cute. So I want to use these, and let me see, I'm going to cut another one. I don't know if I want to cut these together or apart, but let's try it. Now I want to tell you that red is not one of my favorite colors, only because I'm the kind of person that I don't really like people to look at me or, you know, stare at me for any reason. And I feel like when I wear red, that happens. But I think red's a really pretty color in art. I usually have to tone it down though, so that it looks more like a magenta or orangey red is more appealing. Okay, I'm going to determine where I'm going to put these in a minute, but I need my put that back in the water. You know, you have 99 things and you know exactly where they are, and then when you start looking for them, they're not there. My husband says, it's because you guys never put anything back in the same place. You could be right. You could be onto something. So let me take a little bit of white paint because I have to fix her face. So this is how we do corrections. We take either white paint or we take gesso, and what we do is we go over the area with a little white paint, and what it does is it covers up where we were drawing, And then we can go back in and draw again. So I'll fix her eyes. It just wasn't the right pencil. I might as well just go over her mouth too. Also, it'll give me the opportunity to give her a face that's more flesh colored instead of pink. How about that? So we'll just paint right there over that. And sometimes you see other things you might want to correct. Okay, so far I'm good with this. I want to go through with some colors that I've I wanted to try this bundled sage. I haven't tried it yet to see what it'll look like. It's kind of like a I'm hoping it's kind of like a green that's not so a green that's more of a chartreuse is what I'm trying to say, that I'm not saying very well. Give me a second, I'm trying to see if I have any of those brushes, which I know I do. You know, it's another one of those things that you knew you had a bunch of them, but people helped you move your stuff, now you don't have them. Okay. I haven't seen any of that lately either. So I can't really say if I do or I don't right at this minute. Okie dokie. I'm going to use my sponge, the one that I use blue. I'm just going to go in here with this green. It's kind of a, I don't know, kind of a green egg green. Have you all seen green eggs before? The shells of them are green. You can actually look online and you can see so many beautiful colors of egg shells. They're just gorgeous. I'm going to spray this because it's an oxide. It should react. I like how it muted the door more. I may use another color. What do you think? We've got pink. We have, how about broken china? That's more in the blue category, but it's a tealy blue. So I'll use the other side here. And this little circle guy. And we will do some right here. Ooh, that's a very vibrant, beautiful color. I love it. So as you see, I only put the circles in a couple places because I don't want to overpower the whole design with a bunch of blue circles. So there I put a few of them, and I'm going to leave them like that. Okay. Now I'm going to take my this is like a charcoal pencil, so I'm gonna go in here where the door is, and I'm gonna kind of give it some definition. That might be wet, is it? It'll dry pretty quick in the heat. And I'm just gonna give it a little bit of definition so that we can tell that it is a door. Oops, sorry. And then here somewhere, I'm gonna put a mark so we can make a doorknob. I'm not sure how I'll do that yet. Okay, so there's our door, looking fine. And then I'm going to take some of the colors. I'm going to take, I know that we aren't really peach toned, but I don't know, where's my my peach tone marker is. Oops. Where has she gone? Okay, well, I don't know. So let me see if I can create a peach tone. Oh, there's my pink. I didn't really want pink. I do have one that's a peachy tone, but I don't know where it is. Let me put the lids on these because as hot as it is, they would dry out in a snap. Okay. Wouldn't you know it? I don't, well, I do have kind of peachy color. Let's see. kind of peachy color right here. I'm just gonna put it down right here, just a little bit, and I'll put a little bit of white. And a drop of black. So I have never learned to really mix colors, but we'll mix this together and see if we can get it light enough. If it doesn't come out light enough, sometimes by adding black, from my experience, now this is way too much black, it turned it to a gray, but if you use it in a very sparingly manner, what happens is it will give the skin color more of an appropriate color. Instead of a peach color, you get more of a appropriate color. That's nice, I like that. Still seems a little dark though. Didn't lighten up, that's funny. That's okay. I like the color. With the sun being as it is, you know. I have a tendency to move things toward me because I'm partially blind. Not partially blind at all. Just old and need to get glasses. Okay, so there's her face. Let me get some let me see this brush a second. No, I don't want it. That's a spatula. I want to take this thicker piece off right here. It was too thick around the edges, so I'm just going to pull it in toward the middle and go all the way up to her hairline because I can put her curls in later. Okay, there she is, and she's not peachy. She's not peachy. She can have peachy right here. We can blend some peachy in here. Help her have some color in her face up here. Okay, that's all I'm doing with the skin tone. All right, now what I want to do is I want to add these, but I need to use one of my pencils. I'm going to glue them on, or add them on first. So let's use our Liquitex and get a paintbrush here. And we're going to put these on, these anemones. I'm going to put one right here. Oh, I got way too much. Put these on right here. This one's going to go down this way. So I want it to go toward the door. yeah, this was what I was telling you about this, is that it was a 2-layer job, so we had to make sure we get all the layers down. And then this one, it's too big, so you cut this one right here. So what I like is, you know, making myself a piece ahead of time that I can use maybe next time. So I have the roses one that will be ready for the next time if I decide to do that. Decide to do the roses one. Maybe even just as a background, because once you degloss the image, it's very difficult to see exactly what it is, especially when you're looking at something like that that's actually rose bush. You see what I mean? So you're looking at a rose bush, and it's going to be hard to determine exactly what that is. Fiddle faddle, I need to put some underneath. Don't I? Do I want it that way and trim it off? I think so. Because I don't want to lose all these beautiful markings. So I really love that. And what I need to find, oops, it's got too much gel medium there. And then what I think I will do, I need to cut off the edges of these because I don't want them happening here? What's happening here? Okay. Cut off the edge like this. And then I'll put some more gloss on it if I need to. Cut off the edge here and cut off the edge here. So on this one, you know what? I'm going to take this stem. What happens if I do? Too late now. Okay. So I tell you, this book has been a challenge to keep folded. I just have this tacked together with masking tape and I can put it back together then. So I'm just gonna take it off instead of fiddling with it all evening. Okay, so then I'm going to take my I think I'm gonna take, I didn't really want that color. Why am I being so picky today? Okay, so I'm going to take some of this color and color in these. And I'm just going to do one because, you know, our video is getting pretty long here. But what I did then was I took a paintbrush that had, actually I sprayed it. So I sprayed it with some water, just like this. And then I went in and I just kind of used the paintbrush to color it in. Now, there's white under here, so that could be why this is coming out a little bit lighter. I may wait until it's dark, until it dries, and make it a darker fuchsia. But you can come in here with this one and just color lightly. Well, not lightly, but I mean, you don't need to color in the lines or anything. And then spray it. And this is just plain water, nothing in it. And then you can go with your paintbrush and you can dab it. You don't really want to go out of the lines if possible. And I think the reason I'm getting the muted look is because of deglossing the paper. It has more tooth, so it's accepting the medium more. And it's soaking in, which is okay with me because I didn't want this to be super bright. I will go back in though, and I will go back in though, and I will do the centers, and I'll make them black. Sorry, sometimes my hands shake and it looks like I'm dabbing something. So there, that's how those pencils work, and they're quite amazing actually. So where did I put, I keep saying this in my brain, I usually put everything that I need pen-wise right here. Did I put it back in my little roly thing? No. Okay. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I have other pens here I can use. Alright, so for this young lady, and the reason why I wanted the door to look rustic is because this young lady has gone in and out so many doors. So many doors. She's closed doors. She's opened doors. She's closed a few more and opened doors. And she's not exactly sure what her lot in life is, but she's not afraid to open and close doors and see what's on the other side. So I think that's important, especially as artists, especially as human beings, to let yourself see what's on the other side, right? So there's my page for today. I will do some cleaning up, and I'm gonna roll something on top of it so it's nice and flat. But I hope you enjoyed that, and of course I'll find a quote appropriate for this. But thank you so much for watching. I hope I wasn't too much out of frame. Love you guys. Bye for now.